Welcome back, tribe. Have one here from Man Guide. Men are out. Modern women are worried because men are leaving the game.
A lot of women are going out on dates with men they're not even the slightest bit interested in just to get a free meal. Like, you guys really think we are that hard pressed for a steak dinner that we're going to fake the funk to hustle it out of you?
I can debunk this myth. You ready? Plenty of articles. Ready? No, that doesn't help. Let's try another one. No.
Wow.
No. Let's try another one. It's got a name to it. Let's try.
The psychology of a foodie call. By the way, 1/3 admitted, because there is shame in using a man just for food. A lot of them will cope and just say, yeah, I wasn't actually using, I was sort of interested in him. It wasn't just the food. Imagine, it's over 50%. Easy.
It was like, right, how can I debunk this? Maybe TikTok will have some ideas.
The boyfriend and I were talking a little while ago about the concept of what a foodie call is. And he was like, what is a foodie call? And I was like, it's like a booty call, but for food.
So studies prove that 1 in 3 women go on dates just for food.
According to a new study, many women are choosing free meals over relationships. The study in the journal Social Psychology.
So my guy...
I'm trying to debunk this myth, and it's not working.
It's giving broke energy.
I'm Matthew for Channel 4 News, and I am with one random person from the street named Becky, and we're going to ask her a question. Becky, do women use men for food dates? No. There we have it. One person's opinion. It's absolute fact. It does not happen. Complete myth. Thank you very much. Back to you in the studio. Now we've debunked that myth, let's take a train to Reality Town for a second. Fellas, there are women out there that will use you for a foodie date. I've got friends that actually brag about this. I know one person that's been on 5 dates in a week just to get her belly filled. With food. Gets your mind out of the gutter. And this is why it's ideal for a man. If you're going to go out on a date with someone, take the lady on a coffee date. Make her a picnic. Go for a walk. See if that lady is going to invest time into you and not what they can get from you, because you might just turn into a one-night buffet stand.
And that's good advice in the dating world today, where it's so impersonal that it's not like old days where you met, you're part of the same friend group. There was mutual connections, shame. People would never dare do stuff like this because it would travel within families, within friend groups, within the community. You're much more invested in the other person before you even took them out. Now with the advent of dating apps and just how impersonal those are, it's a digital profile that you just swipe through and you go, yeah, hot enough. And your first inclination for dates should be dinner? Probably not. There's nothing wrong with getting a coffee. First of all, the investment is little on both your ends. It's just a coffee date. And if you like talking to one another, if you could stand each other's presence, if you mesh, if there's chemistry, you can move on from the coffee date and do something else. But if you don't seem to be clicking at all whatsoever and your personalities are just too different, the coffee date could end then and there, and it didn't cost you guys much. You got your nice caffeine hit and you're on your way. The day can be pleasant still. You go to these long, drawn out dinners. A lot of the times, some of these women, especially the ones that'll say, I don't accept anything less than, like a 5-star place. They're mostly using men for nice dinners. They have no intention of sleeping with these guys, getting to know these guys. They just want pictures for the gram. They just want to show off their lives to strangers on the internet. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she doesn't care where you take her as long as you spend time with her. Drill that in your brain. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, my friend, she doesn't care what you do as long as you do it with her. That's it. Most women that you take out on a date aren't actually interested in you. If it's a headache to get her to go out, if you constantly have to message her about when she's available, if conversation is dry, if you feel like you're putting in way more effort and work just to get her to the date, she's not interested. You're going to be used as a foodie call. Girls that are interested in you make it super easy. They're available. It's like time magically gets created by them. All of a sudden, they're open. Anytime, anywhere, any place, just lead the interaction. Tell me where you want to meet, what you want to do, where you're going to take me. I'll be there. That's what happens when a woman's interested in you. A lot of guys today are super frustrated with dating because even when you do talk to a woman, her low interest drains your soul because you're already doing all this work, talking to this girl, planning the date, about to spend money. Hopefully there's a connection, sex to follow later on, whatever it is that you're thinking. But it's like talking to a brick wall. And these people are so superficial. And you go to the dinner date and you find out that there's zero spark, that she's a surface level NPC, and you just blew all this time on a date where you could have been at home doing whatever it is, hobby, things that you were actually enjoying. Now, when you take another woman out on a date that actually wants to spend time with you, that actually likes you, dude, the conversation will flow. She wants to know about you as much as you want to know about her. Simply suggesting something, let's go to a walk to the park. Let's grab a coffee. Let's do this. Let's do that. They want to be led. They want to do things with you. I've been on dates where it was the stuffy 5-star dinner. I was bored out of my mind. I didn't want to go slogging through the convincing of spending time with me. And then I've had other dates where we went out and hopped to like 10 different places. And it was fun. It was a blast. I was like, hey, let's grab a coffee here. Wow, that was awesome. By the way, I know this place down the street. The croissants are amazing. Let's go. And the excitement, the joy, the like, yeah, I would love to do that. Holding hands, walking down the street, going to one spot to the next. That was amazing. Let's go walking around the park. Dude, and it's so natural to be with people like that are genuinely interested in you. Stop investing so much into people that give very little. That's part of having healthy boundaries. Most men today, from thirst of sex, get put in these positions where they're trying to impress this chick for the night to get laid. You're playing the game backwards. Only invest time and effort into chicks that really like you. Stop convincing. Bro, value yourself. If you want to be the prize in everybody's eyes, then start acting like it.
Psst. If you're scrolling through TikTok right now, instead of doing something you're supposed to be doing,
Big melons.
just add me as a friend.
Would you ever date a woman that's a nurse?
And that's all she
Nurses
has.
are known to be the biggest cheaters. They're sleeping with other nurses, men nurses. They're sleeping with the doctors. They love them some doctors. If your girl is a nurse and she has a hot doctor that she works with, chances are them late hours, they getting their freak on. He's hitting her on the side of the nursing bed while you waiting for her at home.
You know what I love? Oh my God.
Really? Look how we started that video. There is nothing here. This is the NPC that's living on the surface level that I told you guys. Did you see how that video started? A quick peek down. For what? For what, dude? The saddest part is there's going to be a ton of men thirsting for this chick, probably in the comment section, telling her how beautiful she is, how much of a queen she is. She could have an OnlyFans. Who knows? They're sending her money in the DMs anyway with something for your day, babe. Good morning, blah, blah, blah. This is the insanity, dude. They get away with this because men don't respect themselves. That's what it is. And unfortunately, in the world today, we churn out men that don't respect themselves. The average man does not respect himself, or this kind of behavior wouldn't be as popular as it is today. That's the brutal truth.
Sorry. I just love a good roast beef sandwich, especially Arby's.
Wow. And look, it's the dude. It's always some fat dude, a slob, a spineless turd that probably watches his wife get smashed by a bunch of other dudes, little cuck. She couldn't move. And this is a kid, bro. You couldn't move your leg at this, baseball game to let this young man pass through? Is that how inconsiderate, how selfish you are as a person? Wow. That's all I have to say for that one.
I'm 11-year-olds. You're 80. They're hot.
If you couldn't hear what the kid said, he said, I'm 11 years old. You're 80. Get a life. Putting that old hag in her place.
Have you ever heard the expression,
grass.
The longer I stay single, the more selective I become? This is a fucking fact. And the reason why is because the longer you stay single and genuinely enjoy your vibe, up your standards, you're doing things to take care of yourself, you're living your life, you're actually loving life, that becomes your new standard, okay? There's a lot of shit you're not going to go for, there's a lot of shit you're not going to tolerate, and a lot of shit you're not going to put up with because you don't need to. You're literally doing everything for yourself and enjoying your life. Why would you lower the bar and lower your standards for someone to come in and start stressing you and adding chaos to your life? No, thank you.
Narcissism on display. Who the hell wants to even see this shit? What is going through? And this is the scene you have to imagine. She's got the phone in her hand in the car. She's already thinking of what to type. Me, when I broke up with him and regretted it the moment I did it. Holding the phone just like this, literally like this. How can I angle this? Look at this. And go, and then quickly hits end record, takes the phone and starts to typing, me, when I broke up with him, and I regret it the moment I did it. And like post is like filter swiping, and then it's like, yeah, this is gonna do. Oh, I'm gonna be so famous. This is about to go viral. I know so many girlies can relate. And just at night, laying on her pillow, it's just like this, scrolling, refresh the comments, like reply, yes, queen, like reply, yes, I feel the same. Oh, girlies, I can't believe I love all the support. So I imagine this being your existence. Holy shit, dude. When I say surface level people, when I say their brains are hijacked by social media, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what's crazy about this shit. And if you don't take this shit to heart that I'm telling you about vetting women for social media, this is going to be someone's future wife potentially one day. Imagine that. Imagine being married to that. What influence you think you'll have as a boyfriend or a husband in this woman's life? Look at this shit, dude. Unreal.
What is one thing that you've never told your ex?
For a trainer. Like, I had a trainer and he was training me for a while. Like, I met him at my apartments. Like, we were both doing laundry at the same time.
I just have to say, if your girl has a trainer, just next her ass. I'm sorry. I know statistically, whatever the percentage may be low, high. I don't give a shit. I see it in every gym I've ever worked out at. I see it even right now in the gym I'm working out in Romania. There's a bunch of hot women that are having trainers train them in the way they're touching, hugging, playing around. They're sleeping together. And I see them come in with their husband, and the husband will leave after his set is finished or whatever it is. And then the energy between the trainer and the woman completely changes. Or she starts coming in more and more to training sessions by herself. Bro, trainer my ass. Nurses, airline hostesses, trainers, all this shit. God, Jesus, police. The number one place people hook up and meet their partners or people they're sleeping with is work. So when your woman comes home and tells you work husband this, work husband that, or there's one guy she keeps mentioning at work, that's your ass, my friend. Spending time with the opposite sex like that. Ridiculous.
And he like propositioned me one day. He was like, can I give you a massage because you're so tired from training, right? And I was like, okay. But he ended up, and it was like at me and my ex's house. So that's really tough, you know? But like, yeah, I used to, and I, for like a year.
A year?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one when he sees this. But yeah, for like a year. And I even when I moved, he like came to see me. So yeah, for like a year.
So your ex had no idea you were cheating on him?
I wasn't cheating. Like, we had an open relationship and then we broke up. So it's like through the open relationship part, but he didn't know that I was him. I wasn't supposed to any of our friends or anybody that we both knew. So that was the bad part.
How do you think he would feel?
Really upset. He'd be really upset. I feel like he'd be sad, but like he's not too. So I'll just be like, hey, like, remember that? Like, this is that. It's the same thing.
Was he better at being a personal trainer or better at?
Better. He's a horrible trainer.
Horrible trainer. Okay. All right.
He belongs to the street.
All right, not going to lie, I was really feeling myself yesterday, so then I decided to make a Tinder profile and seek validation from men who I don't know, and then I asked somebody out to go get drinks with me. It worked out, I guess. It was time to get dolled up, but honestly, it was for myself, and then my highlighter decided to yeet. I started getting overwhelmed while I was getting ready, so I did some breathing exercises to calm myself down. My hair is at the point where my bangs are a little too long to be fringe bangs, and I don't quite know how to style it. I'm really not too sure what look I want to go for anymore, but I think this works out. I don't know. I decided to wear a graphic tee out and just tie it up and this asymmetrical skirt that I was super nervous to wear because, fit check, my football is showing. I haven't worn these boots since living in Boston and I'm excited to take them out again. And this is what I look like without the jacket. All right, bye-bye.
I am so happy I live in Eastern Europe.
This story just took a crazy turn. Remember the punt god from San Diego State who was drafted by the Bills and punted the ball 82 yards in a preseason game? Well, for reasons I can't say here on TikTok, Matt Ariza was released from the Bills after certain accusations about him at a college party came out last August. I outlined the full scope and timeline of these allegations in the newsletter I dropped today linked in my bio. Now, at the time, these accusations involving Ariza and two of his college teammates were so disturbing that the Bills released him after taking him in the 6th round that same year, before he ever had the chance to take a regular season snap. But now it's come out that these accusations that destroyed Ariza Ariza's career were completely false. Now, before we go any further here, I want to echo a sentiment shared by fellow creator Bladen Kirk and say that we should always err on the side of victims in cases like this, as to not discourage other victims from sharing their story. But in this
wow, dude. But in this case, we should always err on the side of caution and trust the victims first, so that everybody comes forward. Still, after all these cases, still they can't treat this side of the aisle with equality. Why was his name released to the public if it's just an accusation and he wasn't convicted? Why was his entire life destroyed based on an accusation and not a conviction? I hate seeing shit like this. It's so easy to destroy any man today.
This case has come out that Ariza wasn't even at the party at the time that the once alleged incident took place, which leaves us with just one question. Is Matt Ariza's career still over? Well, his attorney says that several teams have been in contact with the once highly touted punting prospect, but as of right now, Ariza remains unsigned. But if the NFL has shown us anything, it's that they don't have a problem signing people who have actually been convicted of crimes, so I'm sure Ariza will find his way back on a roster sometime soon.
Okay, sometime soon. And how many millions of dollars has he lost? How many connections has he lost that he could have made? How different? Dude, this guy was assigned to the NFL. Do you know what kind of life he could have been living? He could have met an incredible model, a woman, somebody. He could be married by now. His life is turned upside down. And now he has to fight to convince teams to sign him. Is she going to get sued for the false accusation? Is she going to get imprisoned for the false accusation? Is she going to owe him the potential millions of dollars lost? By the way, I don't know how many years passed or how much time has passed from this case, but that first rookie contract, once it ends, you get renegotiate a much higher rate. That's time he's never going to get back. That's money potentially he's never going to make again. Who knows, in his peak before the accusation with clear mental health and that drive of just getting signed and the excitement of how well this man could have performed. Dude, people don't even consider some of these things. It should be criminal to out a man who's being accused of something without any conviction. That's wild. That's so disgusting.
We need to talk about why the person that falsely accused Matt Ariza for what he did last year is not getting anywhere near the treatment that he got just a short year ago. Now, we all know the story. We all know the allegations, but this kid literally got cut from the Buffalo Bills after the story came out. Months later, we heard that no criminal charges were being prosecuted on the guy, and it wasn't until yesterday when we heard exactly why no criminal or civil charges were going to be placed. Why, you might ask? Because he wasn't even there. He was not even there. This was according to Discovery. He was gone by 12:30 a.m. before the alleged incident happened.
Misogyny.
Number two, this girl lied about her age.
Man's world.
And apparently in the state of California, as long as it's objectively reasonable to believe the liar,
glass ceiling,
then there's no malice toward it. But that's beyond the case. It's still disgusting.
Men have it easier.
This is even where it gets saucier right here. It looks like the blank was more so consensual.
Wow.
So you know what that means? Ladies and gents, that essentially means that the liar, that's what I'm going to call her from now on, was a part of a movie that she was ashamed of. Completely consensual, and she decides that, hey, I'm going to ruin this one guy's life so I can get some attention and a little bit of clout. Look, I do want to go out and say that, say, for example, that this turned out to be the opposite, then I want that guy to be nailed to a stake. But where I have an issue is that these false accusers just get completely let off. Matt Ariza lost his career, lost his reputation, and he is never going to recover. Just look at Sean Oakman, same thing. Absolute nonsense.
The woman that falsely accused Matt Ariza needs to be held accountable. I mean, not only did she tarnish his name, but she also tarnished his career, to which she seemed pretty happy about.
Matt getting cut from the team definitely was a boost for me. I was really starting to feel hopeless.
And I'm sure he also felt hopeless after getting cut from a team after just being drafted as a punter.
Wish that he was never drafted.
And I guess I don't understand how his name was publicly tarnished while we still don't even know the name of hers. Because it's easy to hide behind a screen, but she needs to be held accountable.
And it gets even worse.
The woman who falsely accused Matt Ariza has stopped pursuing her lawsuit, but this is after she asked him for a settlement and ruined his NFL career.
For a settlement to remove me from the case for $50,000, but I'm not willing to pay money to someone who damaged me and lied about me and caused a lot of harm to me and my family. I'm not willing to do that.
We all hope some NFL team gives Matt Ariza a second chance.
You see that, gents?
Holy hell. Wow. And what is he left with at the end of this entire ordeal after proving his innocence, being blackmailed for 50 grand, and then people tweeting shit like, hopefully the NFL gives him a second chance. A second chance. You need a second chance after being proved innocent. God, don't you love the patriarchy? It's so easy being a man. Jeez. Anyways, we'll see on the next one. Just remember, the only weakness, the only thing that can destroy everything you ever built in the world today is women. Keep giving time to these street queens. Keep exposing yourself to risk. You have plenty of famous men to look around at and see what happens when you mess around with low value women. There you go.